Wow.
For a while will have compassion on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land in the strange.
What's up, family? We're just listening to Con Drop Live
They shall
while we
cleave to
watch
the
the
house of
Eclipse.
Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Awah for servants and for handmaids, and they shall take them captive, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
All right, 432, the Drop Radio YouTube channel.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Awah shall give you rest from your travail and from your trouble and from the hard service wherein you were made to serve, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the exactress of gold ceased. Awah has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. Ooh, yeah. It's all happening in the year of the dragon. Because the year of the dragon is about what? It's all about evolution, improvement, abundance, rejuvenation, and setting the foundation. Wow. For long term success. Welcome to your revolution, my nigga. Welcome to your redemption. Welcome to your rejuvenation. Welcome back, my air proper Nagas. Welcome back to your success, your wealth. Welcome back to your renewal. You got your spirit back. You got your guardian back. It will always be mysterious to the hijack. It would always be unknown to the hijack, this dragon. And to slay the dragon, to slay you, they had to come together, right? Opposites had to attract. That's the only way to slay the dragon. They had to bring us everything opposite of us against us. They had to put us against us. This Moorish treaty is the Cadmus, my noggin. This is why we spending time with it, not to bash nobody for making whatever mistakes you made. We made mistakes, you made mistakes, we all made mistakes. You gotta understand and see clearly. In the year of the dragon, you need to see clearly. This is the Cadmus, the coming together of opposites, which is how you can call Hawaa's dragon Leviathan Satan. You had to bring opposites together, because that's impossible for Hawaa's dragon in the book of Job Hawaii's bragging about, can you put a hook? Can you pierce this? Can you put a piercing hook through, can you control this dragon? If you can't control this dragon, how you gonna control me, man? It is called a piercing and crooked serpent. Why? Because it's twisting. Why? Because it's turning like a dragon would, like a dragon should. Leviathan is the law. Lawa. Leviathan is Levi, right? Priesthood. How is it Satan? That's the coming together of opposites. It's the year of the dragon. It's the year of the dragon. Do you see clearly? Do you see? Is it visible? Is it clear? Do you have the deadly glance back? A sight so mean you can paralyze with a single look, a single glance. Because this glance represents being able to see. You got the light in your eyes again. And that is deadly to the hijack. Paralyzing. When a Naga knows who a Naga is, it's paralyzing to the hijack. You walk in a place, they stop, they stare at you because you have the deadly glance. It's your light. It's visible. It's clear. You see clearly. You are the dragon. It's the year of the dragon. God. So welcome back. Welcome back. You've been rejuvenated. You've been abundant again. You are abundant. You got your land. Isaiah 14, right? Why will have compassion, right? Why's gonna feel us, or why's gonna heal us? We got that healing due. Jacob, you've been chosen. You only of all the families have I known. Of course I'ma choose you. I only know you. Of all the families on the earth, you only have I known. Come on, man. Of course I choose y'all. I know you bad. I know you bad. Y'all some bad, stubborn, stiff-necked children, but of course I got you, man. You're my babies, man. And this is why they mad, right? Because we are set in our own land. This is why they mad. It's called Promised Land. Because they lose. And even though we had to serve the strangers in Genesis 15:13 for 400 years, X marks the spot. Now the stranger got to join themselves to us and cleave unto us if they want to live to the house of Jacob. And we're going to take them. And the house of Israel shall possess them. If they good, for servants. If they're good, they can be our servants. If they're good, they can be our handmaids. Because we're going to take them captives whose captives we were, and we're going to rule over our oppressors and break their scepters. Now let's have some fun, man. And that was just the intro. This is part 3. We're digging on Tecumseh comment. I'm just saying, this is how they slay the dragon, man. The coming together of opposites. The Morris Treaty to bring us against us. Now you got a dragon eating its own tail. You got the Ouroboros, right? The tail eater. A Nagas on demon time. Nagas sliding on each other. Nagas gang banging. Is a dragon eating its own tail. Is it perpetual? Is it endless? It's even worse when you don't even know you're eating yourself. Now, you don't want to be with that underworld, right? The way to slay the dragon is to make them eat their own tail. Put them against each other, right? Divide and conquer, right? The way to slay the dragon is to conscience you. White versus black, right? Opposites attract, right? Now we're black and they're white, and white is fighting black, and now we're fighting this white versus black battle. When this war right here, Tecumseh War, had nothing to do with white or black. It was black on black. Because we was out of cold and they was out of cold. It was more on more. Tecumseh War. Now let's see what this is heading for. Fall back, fair use in your caboose. What did ancient peoples think during what did ancient peoples think during total solar eclipses? All right, what did they think? Let's find out. Enjoy this, man. We got a few of these, so we're gonna go quickly. Let's go.
Been studying these eclipses for centuries.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, the eclipse played a big role in ancient cultures. Just this week, we were talking about the ancient Chinese myths about the eclipse, and they believed it was a celestial dragon that swallowed the moon.
Hold up. So it's the year of the dragon, and this whole thing got to do with a celestial dragon? It's the year of the dragon. That's a separate thing. Okay. This eclipse is here and it got to do with a celestial dragon. That's another separate thing. And then you got the Tecumseh's comet, which is a dragon. Coming closer and closer. First they said it orbited every 3,000 years. Now it orbits every 71 years. It's pretty much here. Now it's like, I'm here, boss. I'm here. I came a long way. During the solar eclipse. This is crazy.
And the sun.
So what they do is they bang on loud drums. That would be an effort to get the dragon to go away and then restore order.
So they want to slay the dragon. Ancient peoples is not you. Who they're considering ancient people could be a whole nother set of, they could be Ishmaelites. You know what I'm saying? We weren't trying to make the dragon go away. We are the dragon, man. Because we see clearly. Boss. All right. Come on, restore order. Let's go.
To the universe. And that is just one of the many tales that surrounds these solar events.
Yeah, so Matt is joining us now. And Matt, you actually spoke to someone who literally wrote the book on everything solar eclipse.
Yes, he actually sent us a copy. His name's Brian Brewer, and he's been to 6 total eclipses across the country and across the world.
That's awesome.
But not only does he talk about his experiences in this book, he talks about when solar eclipses changed history. Take a look.
585 BC, there were 2 Middle Eastern armies, the Lydians and the Medes, who were at war, and right in the middle of a battle, they were right in the path of totality. You know, moon covers up the sun goes away. They took that as a sign and they made peace on the spot.
Put down their weapons. And then the battle was over. They said, this must be a sign. We should stop. And it worked. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You're so excited for the eclipse, aren't you? All of our weather experts are, you know, it's just something that's just such a rare opportunity.
It's going to be great. Now we just need clear skies.
Well, and that's it. Now we're kind of getting it.
Now we need clear skies. I'm looking up. They spray like a mug, man. You know, it's all good, con, because there's energy. They cannot stop the mem sauce. Yourself take the wheel.
Into that window. And so Matt recorded a video today, and we're going to be doing this each day leading up to the eclipse that you can find on our blog. Go to our website here, kind of a detailed look And so we're kind of getting there. Let's talk about how this thing could shake out. It's an early call. Let's show you this with Future Track 13. So we're jumping to Sunday. The modeling for the last several days has been showing this system moving in from the west, and a little quicker too. So that means showers very much in play for Sunday.
Do extraordinary things when we set big goals and we come together to accomplish them.
Well, I'm going to throw to our colleague Kyle down south. Hopefully,
let's make sure that you know when to be outside, and as always, access that.
The surface heats up, the oils come to the top of the asphalt, and it actually becomes slippier. So that's surprising to people. They think that temperature would mean grip, but it is until a certain point. And then once it kind of crosses over 100 degrees on the surface, you start to actually go the other way.
Wow. And tell me about those tires. How does the sun affect those?
So we use slick tires. So Firestone tires are slick. On a road car, you have tread, right? Because they're so supposed.
I'm waiting for the weather report to end. Hold on, let's see.
Clouds come in from the southwest. Can't completely answer that right now. We're taking a blended approach.
All right, hold on. Let's see what else everybody else is saying.
Surface area, so they generate more grip at a temperature, right? So they operate between 180 to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, the sun is good until a point. When they go over that 230 degree mark, you start to lose that grip again.
Ooh, all right. Well, we have a little competition going on today. We're trying to determine whose big day is it? Is it the sun's, the moon's, or the earth? So my question to you is, are you Team Sun, Team Moon, or Team Earth?
That's a hard one, but I'm going to go Team Earth. You know, I just think we're so lucky, especially today with the people that are around us here, to be able to witness what we're about to see. Go Earth.
Go Earth. You heard it here first. All right, guys, thanks. We'll be back here. Daryl in Niagara, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Lauren. Just 500 miles northeast of you. We are here at Niagara Falls, right next to the Niagara River. This is a special location for a lot of people because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see a natural wonder set against a celestial one, the solar eclipse. And so let's talk first of all about the natural wonder, and it all starts right here. Look at this massive river and the amount of water that's moving through here. 500,000 gallons of water, 500,000 bathtubs actually going over the falls at every 60 seconds. It's tremendous, the flow here. It interacts with the air, it hits the rocks, and it also, you know, it flows up a mist column that is omnipresent. This is always here. So one of the things that eclipse watchers want to see is, how does it interact with the light? Will we have a pink rainbow because only prominences from the sun will be seen and they're pink? We'll have to see about that. One thing we do need is a little bit better cloud clearing around here because we do have some cloud cover. But that's okay. People who have gathered here are excited and they're hopeful that it will clear. Who's here? Well, I want to show you our camera from about 500 feet away. Look at all my friendly eclipse watchers. Are you guys ready for an eclipse? Yeah! Well, I love the energy. We could use this energy to blow the clouds out of here. As our camera backs out, you're looking at Terrapin Point, and this is the lawn here. It's roughly the size of a football field, and everybody who's here, a lot of people came in at 6 a.m. this morning. They currently cut off the park from anybody from coming further into Goat Island here. So this is the max capacity that we're at right now. It's that popular. Over to the other side, our friends from Canada. Look across the river gorge, about 1,000 feet away. Niagara Parkway is lined with people. So it's a beautiful shot over there, and we really appreciate our Canadian friends who have joined us. Now, this isn't just about the solar eclipse. We've been here for the past week, and we were at locations all across Niagara Falls, 12 to be exact. Take a look at this video. Crowds of people packed the Niagara State Park Welcome Center, where Commander Munikin Campos, the mannequin who flew around the moon during the Artemis 1 test flight in 2022, was on display. Our partners at the Canadian Space Agency sent kids virtually to space all week long. And NASA experts from the Kennedy Space Center gave presentations and talks at places like the Niagara Aerospace Museum and libraries across the area. The outreach was a huge success, with thousands of people participating in the events and passing through our exhibits. And we just want to thank everyone who came out to see us at all our locations.
Has to actually, the tip of the shadow has to hit the Earth, and that usually only happens when the moon is close enough to the Earth, because the moon's orbit is not a complete circle.
Dodge
Sometimes
the
it's a little
hijack.
bit closer to it, sometimes it's a little bit further. So that's why we're going to see a total solar eclipse, and it's going to be longer.
So I've also heard that because the moon is closer, is it because it's closer to the planet or further away from the planet that we're getting a longer time of totality than in 2017?
Yes, it's because it's a little bit closer to it. It's called, it's in its perigee, which means it's closer. Its apogee means it's further. And an apogee will give you an annular eclipse, which we had back in October. But it is just, it's close enough for that tip to hit Earth, and it's even a little bit more closer to have our path wider and giving us the longer totality.
And now, any last words about safety? Because I know everyone's been talking about how important safety when viewing the eclipse is, not just during totality, but especially wherever you are where you're seeing partial eclipses. So any words?
Yes, please, please, please wear your glasses when it is not a total solar eclipse. I tend to be on the safe side just because I have some older eyes and I want to save my eyes. You have the potential to have temporary or permanent blindness if you stare at the sun, even during the partial part of the eclipse. And it could cause things like blindness, it could cause
Everyone's
like
a scientist, yeah, Marvin.
or even color changes. If you have any of those during this eclipse, please go see your eye doctor because it's very important. You can take your glasses off during totality.
As they have teamed up with the city of Waco, with NASA, with the Lowell Observatory, and people from all over the country have traveled here because of it. So it's really exciting. I know you can hear the band in the background. I have a professor here, Robbie Rogers, professor of photography, and you have been capturing the moments today. What has that been like for you?
Well, first off, welcome back to Baylor. Welcome home. We love having everybody back here. And DIA is just a great day for the students to take a break, to relax. I know we have finals coming up, but before then, let's just recover and have a great day. So we've got corn dogs and fair food, and there's all sorts of activities to do. And of course, we've decided to host it on the day of the eclipse, which is perfect. We always love shining our light at Baylor, so we might as well enjoy this eclipse as well.
And we got some wobbling going on. You think we can do this with them?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, you got it. You look at that.
I feel like we got to celebrate today. This is a big day in history. You got to wobble with me, Steve, and Heather.
Hey, what I will do, if you can ask on our behalf to Robbie, we've got so many folks that are going to try and capture this moment really through their cell phone camera. Any tips that he can give for our viewers to try and get a better picture? Of course, the best stuff is going to come from the pros, but for the amateurs out there, what's his advice?
Yeah. I am so glad you asked that. I didn't know if I would have time to ask, so I will do just that. The anchors back in the studio were wondering if you have advice for people to get that perfect picture, because we know people might not have the right filter. How can they pull that off in the comforts of their own home or just outside?
So one thing I would really encourage everybody to do is just enjoy the moment. I know you want to capture it too, and if you wait till totality, you don't need a filter, but you have to wait right for the totality moment.
So this is in Mazatlan, Mexico, I believe, what we're looking at right now in this channel. It's almost at full totality.
Like everything in life, I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the eclipse.
Okay, so did you hear that? This is all you have to do, Steve. Get this, put it over your iPhone, point up, and you're good to go.
Shoot away.
I actually did that just a few minutes ago. My photographer photographer here has the fancy little lens that he put on it, the filter. Is he showing to you right there? I put my cell phone in front of that and got a perfect picture. I'll share it with you in a little while.
We appreciate you, and I appreciate when people validate our advice. We were just saying the best bet: leave it to the professionals and just enjoy the moment. They will get far better photos than you can. We certainly appreciate you checking in with us from Waco. We've got plenty more to bring you here on Total Eclipse Live. It is on Fox, and it is back in just a moment.
A big thank you there.
So I hope you guys enjoying so far. I wanted to have Drop Talk in the background, but I don't know if he knows if the news was playing.
They don't know.
Okay, I think he just switched it up. All right, he's about to get back to the speaking, so we can have him speaking and reading the word in the background.
We know.
Check out Drop 432 the Drop Radio. I put the link in the chat. It's pinned, and subscribe. We're gonna just hear him while we look at the eclipse.
Beginning of their captivity. All right. What else can we learn? We just scraping together some last minute details as we get ready to ground our feet bones, man.
And the eclipse isn't just teaching us a thing or two about science, but history as well. Here's KVUE's Grace Thornton with a little bit about eclipse history.
Okay.
The last Texans were able to view a total solar eclipse was almost 150 years ago. In 1878, America was still a young country, with scientists ready to prove themselves as the path of totality passed from the Bering Strait down through the northern Rockies and eventually over East Texas. Scientists were trying to unpack mysteries about the sun's corona, the outermost beams of the sun's atmosphere, and if there was another planet between Mercury and the sun called Vulcan.
In other words, kind of like a black sun. Because they're wondering really what, it causes, even with the moon, phases of the moon, if it's a disk, it appears that there's a black object that seems to, cause these phases, maybe like a black non-illuminated disk, you know what I'm saying? They could just call it another planet or dark object, or it's going into the dark waters, man. But let's back it up, man, because they trying to slip a couple little curveballs in, man. One more time.
Well, here's KVUE's Grace Thornton with a little bit about eclipse history.
Okay.
The last time Texans were able to view a total solar eclipse was almost 150 years ago. In 1878, America was still a young country.
Young country. In 1878, America's a young country. Now, would that be the perspective of the Nagas already here? Copper color races found here. Would that be the perspective of Tecumseh and them? Or the hijack who is slaughtering Israelites to form what they're calling the birth of a new nation, birth of a nation? They love this country because it came with slaughter and bloodshed on Israel, on the chosen people, the only people who I ever knew. You got to understand the meaning of this third solar eclipse in 7 years, crisscrossing over America, over India, Superior, Niagara. It's because you slaughtered the only Nagas Hawa ever knew of all the families of the earth. You slaughtered Naga, the treasured ones. This is why Hawa, man, you cut off Israel. You need to understand. You slaughtered Tecumseh. You slaughtered the remnant of the Aboriginals, which are the Israelites, which are what they're calling the Ancient Hebrews, man. We're talking Tecumseh. They make you made your deals, you migrated. You made your deals, you gave up the land, and you migrated. And it became an Israel-Indian tragedy. Why not? You slaughtered dragons. You swallowed. You swallowed the hopes, man. You swallowed Jonah, right? In the belly of the dragon. Slaughtered the dragons, man. This man or woman is a dragon, right? 1828, Noah Webster. This man or woman is a dragon. These are the proper Arabs that you slaughtered over here. These are the Americans that you found here. The copper colored races that you found here are the ones you slaughtered here because you just found us here. Now you stole our titles and gave it to your descendants, but time is up. X marks the spot, man. These Nagas you just found here, you then made a deal, right? With other Nagas you found here, and more of y'all started migrating here, set up shop right here. And you set up shop against the treasured ones of Hawaii. I think we see it clear. So are you a new nation?
Did you guys see how the eclipse disappeared?
With scientists ready to prove themselves as the path of totality passed from the Bering Strait down through the northern Rockies.
And the Bering Strait, that would be the Straits of Anion, through Colorado.
And eventually over East Texas.
And that was the path of this particular totality back then. Through the Bering Strait, straight to Anion, through the Four Corners, Colorado, through Texas, my nigga.
Scientists were trying to unpack mysteries about the sun's corona, the outermost beams of the sun's atmosphere, and if there was another planet between Mercury and the sun called Vulcan, that they believed would only be visible without the sun's glare during the day. The U.S. Naval Observatory funded multiple trips for scientists to watch the eclipse in the best locations. Many researchers ended up in observatories similar to the one at Texas State University in San Marcos.
Well, we didn't understand what eclipses are.
Physics professor Blagoy Rangelove says eclipses have been a key to a lot of scientific turning points.
Some scientists knew how often those would appear, again, based on like the record. They were able to find the different cycles, and they were able to even back then predict, when the next eclipse will be coming.
Advances in science and technology in the last 200 years are the reason we can celebrate this celestial phenomenon.
So it kind of started like a long time ago for, I guess, science to slowly build knowledge and figure things out.
Before science and religion split in the 18th century,
obviously these are major events that different cultures interpret a little bit differently.
Eclipses were generally feared.
One of the famous examples would be the Chinese. They believe that it's a dragon kind of gobbling up the sun.
Dragon.
I believe the Vikings, they thought like it was like hunting wolves kind of chasing down the moon and the sun.
Closer to Texas, according to...
I got a couple of these screenshots up. Let's see. Oh yeah, so that's supposed to be what they are supposedly have taken a picture of this comment, and this is what they see. Yeah, look like it's popping off. Look like the dragon popping off. What else we got here, man? Okay, I just thought that was cool. The left tall, beginning, the end. Yeah, it's a marker. All right. I mean, you know, this is showing kind of a depiction of kind of what you might see, right? You see the comet coming in during this totality, right? Okay.
It's got dark in
Here's what I'm talking
Mazatlan.
about, the dragon eating the sun type of flow.
All right, hold on, we're gonna pause. Yeah, it got dark, just you guys can see it, Mazatlan, Mexico. You guys see that? Right now they're almost in full eclipse. Look at that, it got completely dark. All right.
A lot of different depictions of that. Ooh, right there's a nice one, right? People going crazy while the dragon is eating up the sun. The Tecumseh dragon popping off. You really want some of this, man? This is obviously you ain't on no damn ball and all that, but you know, just peep what they say, man. These dragons popping off right out the sun. You know what I mean? It's a connection. So I mean, you tell me, man. You know, you tell me. You tell me, man. But
right now,
this was already here. These are the ancient depictions. We just talking about it. And it happens to be the year of the wood dragon. And Tecumseh's comet happens to be powered on. That's all I'm saying. That's all we saying. Let's get the next one.
all right, hold on, guys. Let's see what they're saying here.
To remove your eclipse glasses for the next 4 minutes.
So Mazatlan got a full eclipse right now in Mexico.
Can you talk us a little bit through that, Kelly?
Yeah, so those pink filaments, because they're helium rich, that's why they're appearing pink, and they're hanging out there.
Wow.
Part of space weather. So there are tons of material, billions of tons of material that could possibly be when.
Wow. Let's go drop. I'm gonna catch up to drop. My fault, man.
With Antarctica and all this stuff. And they migrated around this 180-mile long situation. And they would make migrations around it. I'm talking Ishmael and them. I'm talking in Promised Land. X marks the spot, man. Right in our face bone. I left to Tau, Alpha Omega, beginning and end.
A Paleo-Hebraic alphabet, which has then been, of course, translated and transliterated into Aleph in the modern Hebrew today. So again, the first eclipse occurred in 2017. This was the total solar eclipse, but then there was an annular solar eclipse that occurred back in October of 2013, so just about 5 months ago this time. And then in few weeks, there's going to be the total solar eclipse, the second total solar eclipse that will occur in 2024. Now, isn't that interesting? Because if you tilt your head a little bit to the right, you see what makes the Al letter. Again, these are letters in the Al-Bath and the Ya'udiyat alphabet, also known as the Paleo-Hebrew. That's the first one. That's where you get the letter A from. If you're interested in our Ya'udiyat 101 course, we talk about that letter extensively, and both letters extensively, because in the Ya'udiyat pictographic chart, you see that the first letter is Al, also known as the Aleph today. It has a numeric value of number 1. It's where you get the Latin A from, and pictographically, it symbolizes ox or an ox head, or strength, power, and strong, and this is how the letter looks. Very interesting that this letter looks just like all 3 eclipse paths that will occur in America. Definitely not a surprise or a coincidence. And then also the final letter right here is the Thu or Tha that looks like an X. X marks the spot, has a numeric value of 400. This is the final letter of the Al-Bathar alphabet, and pictographically means mark, sign, or Brayath, covenant. So why is that so important? Because again, what does Yahusha the Messiah say in the word that he's what? The beginning and the end, the first and the last? Wow, definitely not a surprise or a coincidence there whatsoever. Why is the number 400 so significant? We've been talking about it on this channel for only the past 8 to 9 years or so, but about 400, where do you find that in scripture? That's right, Brashith Genesis 15, 13 through 14, and also Acts chapter 7, verses 6 through 7, that what does Yahuwah say, and what did Yahuwah promise to Abraham that you can also find in the Apocalypse of Abraham as well. He promised him that what? That his people would be where? In a foreign nation where they would be slaves for 400 years. And then that nation would be judged. So could this very well be the 400th year? Could this very well be the year that America is finally judged, with the eclipse bearing witness? But that's not the only symbolism.
Couple things. Love to the aqua. And again, it's about pulling the babies out the bathwater, finding the areas that we do agree, and building on those things. And obviously when she says that, Jesus or Yeshua, it's the beginning and end and all that's all New Testament. Hawa is the beginning. Hawa is the beginning and end. Hawa is the existence. Our framer, our shaper is the beginning and end, Don't let them bring you into no sun, right? Because now you are bringing us into another God, MHOE, most high over everything. Go through the sun and get to the Father? No, we go through Hawa. And through Hawa, we can connect to the firstborn bond, Psalms 89, Khan Dawi, who is Prester John. One shepherd forever, Ezekiel 37. One shepherd, King David, whom I will raise up unto them, Jeremiah 30. Witness after witness after witness. Hosea 3, search for Hawa and Khan Dawi. So, we don't go through David to get to the Creator. We go to the Creator to get access to our shepherd, because now we've been proven through the code as a righteous flock. Allahu. Hit the easy button, cuz. It's that simple. No cap on my number 2 pencil.
No cap.
We go through the Creator to get to the shepherd.
Yep.
Or else you're not worthy, because you're not a flock. You're not a righteous flock. You don't need no shepherd if you're not KTC. But once you're back in code, and Exodus 20 got us in code, then you're proven by our framer, our shaper, by Hawa, you are proven worthy of a shepherd. So you go through Hawa, you go through the code to get to the son, whom Hawa calls my firstborn son in Psalms 89, when you talk the Khan of Khans, Dawi. And see how they have the Rosh or Resh as chief, first head? This is why they got their Ra flow from, really. Because they wanted their Ra, whoever is their Ra, to be their chief, their first, the head. But that's not the Creator's name. That's just an element of Hawa. Like all of these symbols are elements of Hawa. The water, the seed, the leader, the staff, right? God. The destroyer, the Shah, the mark, the sign, the covenant, where X marks the spot. 400 years.
And the only prophetic and spiritual significance about this eclipse, because we're also here at this website where it says the crux of the eclipse is Little Egypt's 7-year itch. So this is the reservoir near Carbondale, Illinois, that's about to experience the first of 2 totalities. It already happened in 2017, and then another one in 2024. Once again, these 7 years. But notice how, again, Southern Illinois, what is that area known as? The path where the two eclipses make the X and the path where the two eclipses cross is known as Little Egypt. Very interesting and suspicious indeed that it's known as Little Egypt. Why is that so important and prophetic? Because again, when you know who the real people of Scripture are, when you know where they are.
Illinois. So where would Cairo be? Is this right over Cairo? Is this pyramid of harmonics right over Cairo, Illinois? Say that I guarantee this is in the path of totality. I guarantee this is in the path of X is marking the spot. Big old X is marking the spot. Not a tiny X, a big old X is marking the spot. Where they migrating on Tecumseh. Where Tecumseh, the Hebrew, is fighting his last war. But this war continued with the same Creek, the same Seminole, the same Cherokee picked it up in the 1800s, the same Seminole, the same Creek. These same Seminole and Creek were already tribed up with big tech, man. They were already tribing up with tech. They were already there from the beginning. They were already there, so this is just a continuation. This is just a continuation. Same Creek, same Seminole. All through the 1800s, man. All through the 1800s. Then they go to Mexico for more Nagas, Philippines for more Nagas. And that's their World War I when they get to the Philippines, banana wars and all that. Come on, boss. The whole time they've been at war against us. The whole time they've been at war against the Shikamagua. The ones that made no deals. The whole time they've been at war against the Shikamagua Cherokee. And this is the birth of their nation. America's a young nation. Because you stole it from the tribe of Israel, from the Khans.
Wow.
You stole it from the copper-colored races that were found here, not brought here, boss.
Mm-hmm.
You just found us here. You just found us here. You're going to feel this, man. You're going to come back with weeping in your heart bone that the ancient Israelites are the Americans, are the Indians, and that this is an Indian Hebrew tragedy when you talk to Tecumseh. When you talk Illinois and Indiana and the Moorish Science Temple and the Moorish Shield and the Moorish Treaties, the coming together of opposites on the head bone of the Shikamagua that separated because they didn't want to make these deals because the rest of them wanted to make the deals to get more land. And now there were earthquakes in Indiana. Tecumseh was traveling and recruiting warriors among the southeastern tribes when Governor Harrison attacked Prophetstown with over 1,000 men on November 6, 1811, a preemptive strike by the U.S., which marked the beginning of Tecumseh War. So what popped off Tecumseh War? Harrison popped off Tecumseh War. Tecumseh probably wouldn't have done it exactly the way Tecumseh had to do it. But once Harrison attacked Prophetstown and killed the prophet, Tecumseh's brother, it was up, right? Who picked the fight, though? Governor Harrison attacked Prophetstown when Tecumseh was traveling because he knew he was recruiting. So he attacked the prophet in Prophetstown. And that marked the beginning of Tecumseh War. You better understand what this comment is about. You better understand what this great American eclipse is about. It's the reason why it's crisscrossing here first, and then it's crisscrossing over there in the Middle East. It's crisscrossing here first. She's talking about first Egypt over there. Then why is it crisscrossing here first? If that's the first Egypt. If this is second Egypt, why is it crisscrossing here first? You got to make it make sense. You got to accept that you're in the old world. You in the old world.
Tell him, man.
I'm talking to Tecumseh. He was already popping off with Dragon Canoe. But like they said, it was no major war, but yet the treaties were being made, and Tecumseh wasn't with that. Not just Tecumseh, a bunch of tribes weren't with that. They were rocking with Tecumseh. They wanted to separate from the greater body of so-called Cherokee, which means we the people. They didn't want to make the deals because they didn't want to give up no land. No more millions of acres of land. But this strike on Prophetstown marked the beginning of Tecumseh's war. So it's Tecumseh's rage at this point, right? It's all the way up. December 16th, when the earthquakes began. Bang. Tecumseh was the Shawnee and Delaware Indian villages, was at the Shawnee and Delaware Indian villages near Cape Garrido, 50 miles north of the epicenter at New Madrid. And now they're talking about the same New Madrid being active today. The earthquakes continued as he traveled back to Prophetstown. Arriving there in February 1812, Tecumseh's followers lost the Battle of Tippecanoe. But they continued to fight as allies of the British, or these Nagas or Hebrews that were already over there in the UK, the United Kingdom, or Scotland and Ireland. All these were swarthy Nagas, so we had family and relatives as allies, is the truth. It was a more war, the War of 1812, between the United States Corporation and Great Britain, right? Which means that these Moors in Morocco and Moab and them and Ishmael and them, they also had to be fighting against these Brits as well, because the U.S. was fighting the Brits. And according to the treaty, one party go to war, the other party go to war. You know what I'm saying? Your enemy's my enemy, man. Straight up like that. Hey, in the case of war between parties, we can't make prisoners of each other, man.
Dark in Texas.
If a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen, the law of the country shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered. That's why the Moorish Shield said that this is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. Because if you do commit a crime, certain type of crimes of murder against a citizen of the United States, then you still are rendered, justice shall be rendered, assisting at the trial. So, it's an eye for an eye type of thing.
We got brother Con Drop talking. 432 The Drop Radio is the YouTube channel. I got the link in the chat. Make sure to subscribe. Check out his videos. This is a great brother to learn from. Learned a lot from him. Inspired me to create my channel. So make sure you check it out.
We love each other. Damn. Sick to my stomach. The Ramadan of the year Niagara, 1200, 1786. Templar take the wheel is 1200, 1786. Huh? Now we're talking David Salsler. Morocco, you got some explaining to do.
Come on, Morocco.
This treaty of peace. Their peace ain't your peace. Their peace ain't your peace.
Mm-mm.
This is our last stand, cuz. And it was a Hebrew Indian tragedy. And they killed the prophet. Tecumseh was killed in Canada 1813. He is honored as one of the greatest Indian leaders, both in the United States and in Canada, where he's considered a national hero. It was the last Khan to really, truly give a strong effort, the tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel, right here in America. Because these ancient Hebrews are the Indians of India Superior. These Aborigines are the ancient Israelites. They are the Hebrew extraction, which makes it a tragedy, boss, that you made a deal, a covenant against the treasure ones.
Yep.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That Israel may no more be in remembrance.
Psalms 83.
Damn, that's a tragedy. You made that treaty against the Hebrew extraction. Tecumseh. Tecumseh. They killed Tecumseh. All they wanted to do was tribe him up. He saw that comment. He was trying to bring the tribes into a pan-Native American alliance. But let's talk some more about this comment. They're shooting at it. They're shooting at it, man. This Eclipse is making a towel.
And when you know where they've been scattered to and where they've been enslaved for the past 400 years now, then scripture starts to make sense indeed. And prophetic judgments also start making sense indeed too. Because southern Illinois, this area, is not only known as Little Egypt, it's also known as where the two eclipses will make the X again. And that X is the so-called Tav, or the Thuer Thav, the final Yahudiath letter of the Albathar alphabet, with the numeric value 400, symbolizing also the 400 years that was prophesied in scripture, as we just went over. But there's something also interesting about this area, is that this area is what? There was also slavery going on in this area as well, because there were enslaved so-called African Americans who worked on major plantations and rural culture around this region. Some settlers owned slaves before the territory was...
That's crazy, Aqua, because while all this slavery is going on, Morocco's thriving. Morocco's making treaties. Morocco's getting millions of acres of land because they're tribed up with the people that are still in the land.
Yep. So I just want to say, anybody lost for what's being said? You obviously haven't watched a lot of my videos. You obviously don't know who Drop is. So make sure, like I said earlier, go subscribe to 432 The Drop Radio. Go catch up on all his videos. He's been on for like almost 10, 11 years, on YouTube, dropping really good history and facts, things that they never told us in school and everything, make us think a whole different way, get us on the right orientation. So if you don't know, this is not the time to ask and to chat and be all lost. Just listen. Just listen and watch.
Bunch of open land from these treaties. Tecumseh is losing his shit. He's going crazy. Like, no more this damn land. This is 2 years after Fort Wayne, 1809. He's going crazy. Tecumseh, this Hebrew, is going nuts in America. This Hebrew's going crazy. This ancient Israelite is going crazy in America. Because you're giving up Israel. And this is the Israelite you slay. Oh, that's a tragedy, man. Because you're migrating. Because Ishmael, the non-Arab proper, wanted to make a deal with the devil.
Kerrville,
so
Texas.
that we can't be remembered. Because we, of all the families of the earth plane, you only, my noggin, have I known.
Mm-hmm. Amos 3, in case you lost.
Of all the families of the earth.
All the families. The time is here.
So they had to go crazy.
Where'd
Tip the canoe.
Where'd it go?
New Madrid. Look out for it, right?
It's
Greatest
gone.
earthquakes. Kentucky popping off.
The tips is gone.
At Henderson, Kentucky, were no chimneys left. Why? Why all this in Kentucky, man?
Eclipse is gone.
Yeah, the Ben Ishmael tribe of the Ohio Valley. That's definitely the path to totality. What's it got to do with Kentucky? Oh, Ben Ishmael were a collective of runaway slaves. Really? Because they're migrating into America. Yeah, okay. Native Americans, Morocco, poor whites, who created a nomadic colony in the Kentucky hills. For real? And these Kentuckians ended up killing Tecumseh. Yeah. They created cities like Muhammad, Mecca, and Morocco, and Cairo, where X marks the spot. What's it got to do with Kentucky, man? I mean, we see. Kentucky. Kentucky. Kentucky everywhere. In Kentucky, no chimneys were left standing, so it's almost like all these places that they were migrating, these Ishmaelites, these Kentuckians, fighting against the Chickamauga Cherokee. They made a nomadic colony in the Kentucky hills, right? 1790. Man, that's the hot spot, right? We're just bringing it to life. (1790), they lived far from settled communities and were forced out of inhabited lands at a regular pace. They try to make it a sad story, but in reality, these are Ishmael migrating as a military militia against the children of Israel right here in America in the promised land. Kentucky farmlands became slave farm. Buffalo soldiers, right? They're putting us in slavery. And look at this. They remain nomadic in nature. They're 300, so I said 180. It's a 350-mile triangular migration route. Stretched northwest from Indianapolis to Kankakee River, south of Lake Michigan, south through eastern Illinois, Decatur, finally due east back to Indianapolis, Monaco. That's 350 miles through all this territory. I wonder how they got that territory. Treaty of Fort Wayne. 30 million acres. Now they can migrate. Now they can do their Hajj, right? They can do their migrational route around their cube, the Moorish Science Temple. Yeah. Battle of Tippecanoe where X marks the spot. Let's go, man. I'm getting too hot. I'm getting too hot.
Was organized and slavery was prohibited. So wow, what does that tell you? It's telling you that it's time to wake up and see the truth that's right in front of you. Because not only that, but remember in 2017, barely a month after the first eclipse, as we went over on the original channel, there was also the Revelation 12 sign that also occurred in 2017 on September 23rd, 2017. This day was a Sabbath, or Shabbat, by the way, and there was the sign that occurred in the sky as well, the Revelation 12 sign that only occurs once every 7,000 years, by the way. In Revelation 12, 1 through 2 says, "And there appeared a great wonder in the Shamayim, or heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered." Now, for those of you who can remember and recall, on one of the backup channels, back in 2021, around Purim, or so-called Purim of 2021, so this would have been around the end of February, the beginning of March of 2021, as it's known in the Gregorian, we did a video, a Scriptures Often Ignored video. Again, that was a series that contained 120 parts. Veiling in
right quick, go get this drop. We got a lot of drop to drop. But they out to the Aqua Truth Unveiled. And you see, this is Jupiter coming out her womb, man. And Jupiter is Zeus. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this revelation flow, this New Testament, it's all about Jesus because it's all about Zeus. It's their testament, synchronized on, the Tanakh. You know what I'm saying? Our historical, our memories, our culture has been transmuted into their religions, and they've used it in pieces and try to refer to it and cling to it and attach to it, but it's not it. This is Jupiter being born. That dragon about to devour Jupiter was doing its job to be hijacked free. This dragon was about to devour this Christ child in Revelation. A dragon was doing what a dragon does against Zeus. So this is all about the birth of Zeus, man. So we got to dodge the hijack. But Aqua, we appreciate you, man. Let's go, man. Because, we're going to take them back in captivity whose captives we were. Yeah. We're going to take them back in captivity whose captives we were. I just want to shout out that art music I was playing earlier was done by this guy right here, this musician.
It's gone.
And I just want to leave that link with you as well. Make sure you got
On October 19th, 2023, Wells Fargo warned its
Come on, man. Everybody warning y'all.
Hey, so Dallas right now got a. You saw that guy? You saw how it just disappeared? So what I'm noticing is they have different filters for when the sun is almost on it, or when the sun is fully shown, or when it's completely covered. Because it gets too bright. As soon as it moves out the way, it gets really bright again. So, but yeah, Dallas is under full. We just saw it in Austin. We saw it in Mexico. Going through Texas right now, guys. You know, um, I hope you guys enjoying the little you know, I would say a sermon or a drop from our brother Con Drop.
And it's playing the Psalms, as it's written in the Hebrew text, to the best of his ability. Let's see what he got to say. Shout out to Calming Heart.
Bringing out of the Hebrew language, so I just wanted to give you a sample of this. Hope you enjoy it. Harp sounds good and turned out really well, so I'm really pleased with it, and Zoe's pleased with it too. So thank you all for your interest, and we'll keep you posted.
Wow. Thank you. Hawada. Wow.
Hey, shout out to Calming Heart, man. You see it, man, and that's what the Hebrew do. That's that Psalm 23 when Dawid play that harp,
King David.
With the King Saul flow, you got the musicians in the court. They're playing that frequency, that vibration.
Yeah.
We need it because we gotta, launch. We gotta launch above. This sound, this vibration they try to put on us.
Yeah.
Remember with these APEP, right? They say atmospheric perturbations around eclipse path. That's APEP. That's what they saying, right? Just remember, man. Also said, what's I got it here. SpaceX up to. What's SpaceX up to, man? Oh man. So you telling us at the same damn time that NASA's launching a rocket, ain't nobody talking about this? SpaceX launches Falcon 9. Right, here we go. Number 9 again, 9th solar eclipse in America. Here's the Falcon 9 being launched from Kennedy Space Center on the first bandwagon mission. Bandwagon. SpaceX launched the first in a new series of rideshare missions that it dubbed Bandwagon. The 11 satellites rolled aboard. So they launched 11 satellites towards this eclipse, right? Onboard Falcon 9 rocket from the launch complex, NASA Kennedy Space. So they're all working together. A day before the 45th Squadron, right? 4 plus 5 is 9. Forecast better than 95% odds of favorable condition. This transporter, like the transporter rideshare flights, the Falcon 9 rocket for the Bandwagon 1 mission, launched with a bunch or a batch of satellites, which were deployed over a period of time. However, SpaceX did not disclose the timing of the deployments as it typically does with transporter missions. So they didn't disclose everything like they normally do. Likely due to the presence of South Korean project. Yeah, right. Yeah, how favorable. So in addition to the 425 SAT payload, the 10 other spacecraft include the following: Hawkeye 360 clusters 8 and 9, 3 satellites per cluster. So this is part of their payload of what they're sending up there, man. The Hawkeye, the Capella. Capella. Ain't that like the contemporaneous with Moshe and the Owaspy? Ain't Capella the same as Moshe in China? China is also a deliverer, contemporaneous with Moses and the Owaspy Bible, man. Am I dropping? Slow down, you dropping too fast. That eagle has always been the op, man, when it came to the dragon. You know what I'm saying? As far as the symbolism is concerned. Follow that eagle, you following the hijack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. SpaceX is busy, man. April 7th, right? All right, that was, that's Sunday, right? Today is Monday, right? Okay. I knew SpaceX was busy, man. Something just told me SpaceX probably busy, right? NASA's busy. They're launching stuff at the Eclipse. SpaceX is busy. They're launching stuff, bandwagon, right? All in the year of the dragon. Free Phineas, man. The green color symbolizing the flowering of nature, the wood dragon, and the energetic beginning of a new life, renewal. That's what this means to us. I don't know about this destruction stuff, y'all, but for us, it's the year of the green dragon, man. Stop it, man. You can't stop us now. Even though dragons can be dangerous, the wood dragon is characterized by flexibility, the ability to adapt to a wide variety of conditions. 2024 will be the year of the green wooden dragon. You thought I was playing? It's the year of the green dragon. Free Phineas, the great American dragon. Yeah, got everything to do with Big Phineas, the last great American dragon, right? According to the China Kana calendar, the symbol is considered the most powerful in Chinese astrology. So all their other animals are real, right? But the dragon got to be mythological, but it represents the most powerful of all their symbols, representing energy, strength, and power. Power to the powerless, freedom to the people, additional strength to overcome difficulties, flexibility, the ability to adapt in a wide variety of conditions. You can get through anything. You got the strength to overcome anything. You got the energy, the strength, and the power. 2024, right? Yeah, so what are they launching at? What are they trying to hit? What are they afraid of? Alex Jones been popping off. Remember these guys, man. Hey, fair use, fair use. We're gonna do some criticism. We'll do a little criticism. They're calling Alex Jones loony for his conspiracies. You know, I like to make fun of people too. Because they look loony. Trying to call somebody loony. They look loony. Hijack free.
There are some conspiracy theories percolating in regard to an upcoming solar eclipse on April 8th. Far-right wingers like Alex Jones, of course, are playing into it. Now, for most of us, total solar eclipses are cool, rare, but otherwise unremarkable. But if you're Alex Jones, you believe that NASA is using the solar eclipse to initiate a dark Egyptian religious ritual, because why not? So here's a clip from a video that Jones posted on X with the caption,
I ain't gonna go too hard on them. We know what this is. This is just tragic, you know. They just laugh off what, Alex Jones is connected to an Egyptian ritual. And is that crazy? Because CERN been kicking their rituals off. And a lot of it has to do with Egypt, right? So how loony is it? They put loony in all caps because they want, they're clearly well controlled, right? But this was supposedly a fake filmed sacrifice. And I'm not going to play it, but I'll leave it for you so you can dig on it, right? With the goddess Shiva and all this. And a lot of this Egyptian, type of connection. Then they got them dancing, right? Remember CERN doing their dance? And they're dancing with all these symbols and symbologies, man. And, then you got these rockets that are being called APEP. They say APEP. APEP. They're saying it stands for, atmospheric, yada, 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 yada. But APEP happens to have a connection with an Egyptian deity. And you're going to find a lot of Egyptian symbolisms when it comes to not just NASA, but all these scientific yada yada, all these so-called, programs and experiments and yada yada, a lot of this Atlantean stuff, a lot of it, man. Yeah, you remember these little weird dances they was doing? They came out like miners and they started stripping out of them, stripping out their clothes and looking crazy. Remember this? Yeah. They did a whole ritualistic dance right in our face, bro. Remember, 9 miners died. Buildings. 9 miners died. 9 miners died. And it's on the temple of Apollo. Come on, man. What's this, man? What's this, man? Oh, look at the portal. Portal.
Not sure if I get copyrighted for that drumming.
Man, this is too
okay.
You know what I mean? I'll leave the link. You can check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
So these are rituals, and she's just gonna laugh it off and call it loony. That anyone's connecting these rituals with all of their, so-called magic and black magic this and Egyptian magic that and Atlantean magic that. And to them, it's just, he's loony. He says there's rituals. He's so loony. Conspiracy theory, conspiracy loony. You could tell somebody got a battery in these people, man. Let's go.
Right-wingers like Alex Jones, of course, are playing into it. Now, for most of us, total solar eclipses are cool, rare, but otherwise unremarkable. But if you're Alex Jones, you believe that NASA is using the solar eclipse to initiate a dark Egyptian religious ritual, because why not?
Because there's portals. Because all through indigenous cultures, they understood the black sun portal connection. And they're going to try to downplay this energy so much. I'll play a little bit out. Just look at how much they try to downplay the eclipse like it's nothing. Like it's nothing sacred happening at all. Like the X marking the spot has nothing to do with nothing sacred. No sacred frequencies. Just a bunch of loony conspiracy theories.
So here's a clip from a video that Jones posted on X with the caption, "Major events surrounding the April 8th solar eclipse. Masonic rituals planned worldwide to usher in New World Order." Let's watch.
NASA is notorious for performing Masonic rituals based on the Egyptian mystery schools, Apollo being the same character.
Unfortunately, guys, if you can go check that out, his channel.
Hear any lies?
Yes.
I might get a copyright for that music. All right. I'm gonna put our own music right here. Should be quick. So we got the Eclipse live right now in Illinois. But yeah, Illinois is about to get the full Eclipse. Hope you guys enjoying the feed. And we'll be right back with Drop as soon as that music is gone. But let's go ahead and see what he's. Yeah, definitely want to get a copyright. Let me see if it's gone. Okay.
Just met atmospheric perturbations around Eclipse Path. Oh no, it had a double meaning like the forked NASA serpent tongue, right? Like the forked tongue, it always has two meanings. Like the snake god, right? Bang.
Whose goal was to devour Ra, the sun.
After 3 minutes of darkness, it will be likened to the rebirth of Horus, it says. Their new king of the golden age. All right.
That was a persuasive video, and I totally buy it.
Yeah. Look, come on, guys. Really? Like, really?
Wow.
So NASA is pro
It started.
Horus?
I'm sorry, Jink. I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you. I have to, because the second I hadn't seen the video until right now.
Wow. You see this hijack?
It is that easy to make good beats with this kid.
See this hijack is in full effect. They just
So this is 432 The Drop speaking. In case you don't know, in case you just join us, good brother. This is his channel right here. He's live. Has to do with the eclipse. A lot of good info. Go ahead and check out his channel and videos. We're just live streaming part of his live while we're watching right now the total solar eclipse is going right over Illinois. For anybody that's in Illinois right now, most likely it's dark there. I can't even imagine that. I've never been in an eclipse in my life anywhere. Costa Rica had one and back in the 90s, and I was living in Boston back then. I grew up in Boston, so I never experienced one. So, you know, enjoy the moment, meditate, give thanks. You know, Carbondale, Illinois right now, going through the eclipse. All right. Yeah, little Egypt, you know what I'm saying? The eclipse is going over the real Egypt. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Forked tongue, just like you speaking.
Like, what is this?
And NASA, of course, is trying to bring back an ancient Egyptian snake deity.
Egyptian, huh?
How could anyone believe that? How could, but people do. People do. And they're like, oh, I knew it. The Egyptians are back.
But why? But why? For what reason? Like, why is this scheme happening?
Yeah, no, exactly, Anna. And then what did it, so there's so many things I'm curious about, because for these conspiracy theorists, do they then think that Horus is going to eat the sun, or Ra, or whoever's, and then we should be concerned because, but then wait, aren't you on NASA's side? Like, none of it makes any sense, right? But the ostensible reason they gave.
So we saw all that portal, CERN, ritual dancing. Portals being opened and created through this God particle hadron collider, 17-mile long super thing that they're now upgrading to even bigger, right? Portals, they're telling you they're looking for the God particle. They're smashing this thing, trying to create enough energy, right, to put something in or put something out. I think they're trying to get out. They're trying to find a way out, you know what I mean? But all this is actually true. CERN is doing ritual dances, doing ritual sacrifices. NASA's launching stuff called APEC. APEP is an Egyptian deity. It has to do with this alchemical serpent.
Gave, and I paid attention, was because they're going to bring back the New World Order. Why did the Egyptians set the New World Order? I thought they were the Old World Order. What do they have to do with the New World Order?
Oh, he's funny.
Look on the back of your dollar, fool.
Yeah, fool.
Maybe you'll see clearly.
You don't see clearly.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's a really good point. They really are the Old World Order. Why are the Egyptian, like, why are we
Egyptian eagle, Roman eagle, American eagle, follow the eagle.
dragging the Egyptians into
Follow
this?
the bird.
Why are they part of the conspiracy? It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's because, unfortunately for conspiracy
They both have Hebrews in captivity.
theorists, their minds are a little jumbled. So they're not paying attention. They don't. The theory doesn't have to be within planets of logical or reasonable or true or not insane, right? Like so once you've crossed the Rubicon of insanity, an Egyptian, NASA wanting an Egyptian snake to eat the sun to set up the New World Order makes perfect sense, right? And this is the world we're dealing with, yes.
There's more, So
He doesn't even know what to say because he's just insanity, loony, insane, loony. That's what they do to Kanye. Loony, weird, crazy, that conspiracy, boo. Once you cross the brink of insanity, this stuff starts making sense. You're not even talking about any of the mythologies. You're not talking about any of, this connection between all this magic science with Atlantis and Egyptian magic. The scientific field, the Church of Scientology, and again, the pyramid on the back of your dollar, fool.
Come on, fool.
Of course,
let us be fair to Sir Jones, because he might have a point here, right? Maybe there's a kernel of truth that we're missing. So as you can probably imagine, there is absolutely a rational explanation for the rockets. So Project APEP, it's shorthand for atmospheric perturbations around the eclipse path.
Wait a minute.
Wait till you get to the conspiracy theories on what that word means.
But it's also a reference to the snake god of darkness.
Now they're laughing at the definition of the APAP as if Alex Jones made this up. A perturbation atmosphere. Why you're laughing at him and you're laughing at what NASA's actually saying? And you're reading this like, look, I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation, and we'll just read it from E.J. Dixon from the Rolling Stone. He gives a perfectly rational explanation, and without doing any digging and investigation, as they're supposed to be their own network. They do no digging, but just pull up what the Rolling Stones have to say about it as the proof and the steady, the sturdy anchor to a rational explanation. Oh no, see, it can't be anything Alex Jones is saying because the Rolling Stones is saying Project APEP is shorthand for atmospheric perturbations around the eclipse. You could have got that from Google or Wikipedia, but it's also a reference to the snake god of darkness, supposedly the nemesis of the sun god Ra, ostensibly the title of the project, which is intended to measure changes in electromagnetic field. Says who? PR. It's clever, albeit nerdy. So now NASA is just a bunch of, these are just nerds doing nerdy, funny, nerdy things. They're not actually talking about Egypt, guys, right? They're just nerds.
So right now it's dark in Indianapolis. It's about to get bright again. It just got dark, so they just had the totality.
Title of the project, which is intended to measure changes in electric and magnetic fields, is a clever, albeit nerdy, reference to ancient Egyptian mythology. I don't know what any of that meant. That was the most confusing thing I've ever read in my life, but sure.
Yeah, here, I'll decipher for you.
She don't know what it means. You just got it from the Rolling Stone. Alex Jones tried to tell you what it means. You brush it off like loony conspiracy. Then you get it from the Rolling Stone. That's supposed to be your perfectly rational answer, and you don't even know what the rational answer means either. So you don't understand Alex Jones or the rational answer coming from NASA by way of the Rolling Stone. So you just want to discount the science of it and the conspiracy of it. So you stand for nothing, and he's going to give you his interpretation.
The nerds at NASA were like, oh, it'll be cool because it's a solar eclipse, so it's covering up the sun. So we'll make a reference to Egyptian mythology where the sun is attacked. Get it? Right? And those poor guys.
His explanation, his genius is that these are just nerds at NASA making a reference to Egyptian mythology. Those poor nerdy guys didn't mean anything by it.
Guys, they're scientists. They only deal in facts. They don't know that the Alex Jones loons are going to take them and be like, what? Right?
Were these same nerds the ones doing the sacrifices in front of CERN too? Were these same nerds the ones that came from Germany during Operation Paperclip? These same nerds have anything to do with Operation High Jump? Were those nerds too? Anything to do with the Antarctic Treaty? I don't think this is nerd business. I don't think Hitler was on some nerd thing either. I think this is secrets, knowledge, occult, mystical. And Alex Jones is pointing out some of the hidden stuff, and without even researching it, you just dismiss it as loony. That is an irresponsible journalist.
So, I can't help these guys.
Okay, but here's the thing. Listen, guys, I read that and I didn't know what it meant either. So it's okay to ask questions and try to figure out what it means. But I feel like people like Alex Jones take confusing things and then they use it to their own weird conspiratorial advantage because people are confused. I'm confused. What does that mean, right? That's when Alex Jones swoops in. He's like, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you.
Look at this beast. I'll tell you, she's growling now. Now she's growling. So you don't know what it means, lady. That means you got to dig. You got to recon. You can't throw away the babies with the bathwater. You admit that there may be a grain of truth in what he's saying, but you don't want to go into it and dig any further.
Just want to shout out to
said and turn it into conspiracy.
Just want to shout out this person right here. I don't know him, but he's live streaming from Detroit, Michigan. Chuck's Astrophotography, just in case. All right, Shout out to Chuck. So it's getting near Detroit now. Go back to drop.
In Egypt and NASA. And now you growling at us?
I'll tell you what it is.
Wow.
Okay, it's the Egyptians.
Wow.
100%.
New World Order.
Wow.
Lizard people. Like,
wow.
But whatever, I guess they are having fun. It's just like, do you want to be scared all the time by like banal things? Like, I just.
What?
Yeah. But you know why he's doing it? Because then at the end he sells them like anti-snake pills.
What?
Because
all right, so we're going. It's going over Cleveland now. Shout out to everybody in Ohio, all my people in Ohio. Shout out to Anu out there.
Worried about their intelligence? Oh, that's always the saddest thing in the world.
So I guess when you got nothing left, just attack the character of the man, right? Just attack the character of the man. I just had to dig on what the loonies were saying were loony. I said, man, what are the loonies saying about what's loony? When they say something's loony, you know, it's time to start playing the heart, man. It's time to start playing the heart. All right. Because remember, they have us in captivity, will go into captivity. Because we shall take them captives whose captives we were. And look how they're responding. You know, just look at the little innuendos for the dismount, man. We just make it a dismount here. Just look at how weird they're acting about this eclipse. Almost like they know something that they're not speaking on, you know. They're not telling
If you
them.
ever tried asking questions to ChatGPT for research?
No, man, I ask plenty of questions, and I do plenty of research, man. You want to bring in the alchemical serpent?
Let them know. Let them know.
Coming out of darkness, unconscious into conscious. Just look how strange they're acting about this eclipse, man. I've never seen nothing like this before. They're bringing in all the branches, all the alphabet gang is coming together to one place. For what? For totality? Because if it's a tourist attraction, you're scared of the tourism? Y'all let me know if you see anything weird about how these people are acting. I'll just play a little quick clip of it, though. Let's go. This is the Governor DeWine Solar Eclipse Press Con. Shout out to Hometown Station. Fair use.
Right after the press conference, I'm going to head to first Lawrence County, then Adams County, to look at the damage from the high wind and tornado, to see if there's anything that is needed, any unmet needs that local officials believe that we have down there. So I want to welcome everyone to the State's Emergency Operations Center. This is Ohio's nerve center when it comes to emergency planning as well as response. This is where the state agencies coordinate both with each other, but also with local agencies across the state during any kind of disasters, emergencies.
So right now we have a full eclipse in Ohio, and this is an older video in Ohio, so check it out. The synchronicity.
Most definitely qualifies as a major event. The last time Ohio experienced a total solar eclipse was 1806. Edwin Tiffin was governor, the capital was in Chillicothe, and the state was only 3 years old.
Whoa.
The next total solar eclipse in Ohio won't happen until 20.
The state was 3 years old.
3 years old, guys.
1806.
Happened right on this.
What?
Right when he put this clip is when that's not a coincidence. How wow.
We was already fighting in war for the promised land well before 1806. This has already happened. How can your new state be 3 years old? These people talk like conquerors. They talk like conquistadors, man. 1806. So this supposed gap between what the Chickamauga were popping off, North Indian, Northwest, a Maxim War, all this Chickamauga War, all this treaty These are still wars popping off, man. No major war, but 30 million acres got passed over. Illinois, right? And then we pop with Tecumseh, and then it's all the way up, all the way from there, all the way to 2024. The Negro, the Indian is still at war, but you just don't even know it no more. What do you mean the state is only 3 years old? These people talk like conquerors, right? They talk like conquerors. Because of all this death? Because of all this death on the Chickamauga? Because of all this death? The state's only 3 years old because of all this death? Damn. And look how they smile. Look how the brother in the back smile because either he don't know or he do know who he is, right? I wonder. You might see a brother, but all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And all kinfolk ain't kind.
Was in Chillicothe, and the state was only 3 years old. The next total solar eclipse in Ohio won't happen until 2099. Certainly no better place to experience the eclipse than in the birthplace of aviation, home to Neil Armstrong, first person to set foot on the moon, John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth. It's a great, great place, and we imagine and anticipate a large number of people are going to come to Ohio. There are more than 500 eclipse-related events, formal events that are happening in our communities across the state. And there are more than 24 of our Ohio state parks and wildlife areas that are in or near the path of totality. Each of those state sites will have eclipse activities, and as always, Ohio state parks and wildlife areas are always free for everyone to enjoy. Because Ohio is the heart of aviation and aerospace, and because we have so much to offer, we're anticipating a lot of people to come to Ohio over the next few days.
All right, so what I'm noticing on this channel right here is they were counting up the launch, guys. Hold on, let me counting down the launch, I guess, of their missile. All right, so launch 1, liftoff, already deployed. Launch 2, launch imminent, and launch 3 in 40 seconds. Uh-oh. What they up to, huh? What they up to?
Totality. Our local communities have been working to prepare for this influx of visitors, but there's no way around the fact that there will be incredibly heavy traffic and very large crowds. Consequently, some government services will be, let's say, stressed. But this time, I made a decision not to yet activate the Ohio National Guard. General Harris will talk a little bit about that. He has worked it out, so some training exercises are occurring.
All right, so Tupper Lake, New York. We'll wait. We'll go back when the press conference is over. So Cleveland's coming out of the total eclipse. And this is feed from Tupper Lake, New York, it says. I guess it's pretty dark there. Tupper Lake, New York, yep. All right. So it's getting to New York now.
expected?
You know, we're at a very nice park right here in the heart of downtown Buffalo, and it's pretty full of people. You'll have to take my word for it because I know it's dark behind me. But the state of New York expecting upwards of 1 million people to visit, especially in the western half of the state where that path of totality goes over. So, you know, they had been preparing for this for years. There were warnings all over the highways saying expect delays, expect traffic as people flood into these communities, even warning people to top off their gas tanks, get extra cash, warning it could stretch the cell service. I got to be careful when I look at that now. It might be into the danger zone again. But it's just now, you can tell behind me, I think, starting to lighten up again. So it's just crazy how fast that happens, going from daylight to complete darkness. It's just a surreal experience.
All right, Connor Hansen there with Fox News, joining us live from Buffalo, New York. Thank you so much for being here with us, Connor.
Thank you so much.
And you are taking a live look here from one of the cameras that we have over in these different locations. These are courtesy NASA, and you can see Tupper Lake, New York. It looks like they are about to be in totality any moment now. So I do want to leave this camera up here on this image so you can watch it. I'm not going to be talking as much. I'm just going to leave it up here so you can get a better view. But you are watching our Total Solar Eclipse 2024 coverage. This is presented by Nissan. And over the past several hours, we've had live views from...
Okay, man. Thanks for that coverage, man. Thanks for that. All right. New York about to get the total eclipse. All right. New York. And we still got the press conference going over here. Go back to New York live. We're going to put a little music on, guys. And while we watch, okay? Wow. Signs of the time. Special moment right now, guys. Rise up. You gotta rise up. We are the change. Don't wait for it. We are the change. Rise up. Kum. Kum. Rise.
Shield bearers in front of messiahs.
Activate. Activation mode. Wow, wow. 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 Hello, wow. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, hey, yo. Wow. Hey, hey, wow. Hey, Hawada, Hawa. Hey, hey. Hawa. Hawa. Wow, wow. You want to release some energies, you know. This is a little reset right here, you know. Get in touch with your higher self and the Most High. Go ahead. Get some drums going, okay? Shorolo, the shorolo. The shorolo. Boom, boom, the shorolo. Boom, the shorolo. Boom, boom, the shorolo. Boom, the shorolo. Yasharana, boom, yasharana, boom, yasharana, boom, yasharana. Boom, yasharana, boom, yasharana, boom, yaşarana. 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 Wow. Yeah. And see how much more we got on this eclipse, right? It's like almost done crossing. Comes another song right here. Let go, relax, peace of mind, release your stress, have hope, give thanks, seek wisdom from the Most High, discernment.
These obelisks are actually directly connected. They're hoping.
Wow. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope most of you feel more peaceful than argumentative. Have a great day. Shout out to Con Drop. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. The link is right there in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. If you're interested in checking out his presentations, also recommend checking out his presentation on the flat drop. Have an open mind. You know, it's okay to not know things sometimes and just listen to others. I'm just saying, that's a wise person, whoever does that. Much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. We are activated. We're at a new era. We're waking up. Change is always certain. Change is the only certain thing always. So you must adapt. And hopefully you really did activate. Wake up. Activate. Come on. Wake up. Let go. Yo. Shout out to Drop Nation. All right. Shout out to everybody that came through in the chat, on the live chat. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.